In this ArcGIS Pro demonstration, we're going to show how some basics of working with tables, attribute tables. So we're going to go to the Tramping Lake, Tramping L layer here. We're going to right mouse click it and choose Attribute Table to open that attribute table. By default, it always opens here at the bottom. You can, if you want, you can move, you can park this other places. We can click on the tab here, left mouse click and drag up, and we can release, which causes it to float. We can then right mouse click it and go dock, and it puts it docked back at the bottom. And we can click on it and then drag it to one of these locations, these boxes here. You can see there's 4 different locations, or I can put it to fill the entire area. All right, so we could put it up at the top if we want. We could then click on it, drag it, move it to the left here, click on it, drag it, and then we can move it to the right. And it stops working every so often. I don't know why that is, but you can see how it's not selecting any of these positions anymore. If that happens to you, just let it go, and it'll become undocked. Then right mouse click, go and dock. And it threw it over, docked on the left here. If I right mouse click and go, I guess I could always close it and reopen it to get it back where I want. You can right mouse click it and choose to move to previous tab group. All right. And you can right mouse click, choose to new vertical tab group. Right mouse click it, go move to previous tab group again, and then I can right mouse click and go horizontal tab group, which puts it down back at the bottom. So there seems to be some problems with it. It doesn't seem to move exactly how you want, but there are many different locations you can slide it to. All right. Next thing we're going to do is look at how we can sort the data. All right, so I can come here on land ID, right mouse click that, and go sort ascending or descending. All right, so it sorts it by land IDs. If I scroll down now, you'll see that it is sorted by land IDs. All right. I can right mouse click again, land ID, and I can choose, instead of ascending or descending, I can choose custom sort. And here it allows me to sort on more than one field. So I could go and let's sort by management unit first in ascending, and then by land ID in ascending, and click OK. And so now here's my management units all in order. So all the 60s, then the 61s, and then the land IDs are in order. All right, so that's a couple of different ways you can sort the data. Next, what I want to look at is how we can select certain records. All right, so we can come up here and choose select by attributes, and I can choose the selection type, right, which allows me to choose a new selection, add to current selection, remove from current selection. So I can just hit this drop down. All right, so there's a clear the current selection, switch the current selection, select a subset of the current selection. Right, so there's all kinds of possibilities. By default, it's always new selection. So we can select, let's see, land ID that is equal to, and we're going to go to 900, which is all the lakes. So I'll hit apply, OK, and you can see now that all the lakes are selected. If I come down here and ask it to show only selected records, you'll see that only all the 900s are selected. All right. If I wanted, I could choose to switch. All right, so it would switch the selection, so everything that's unselected right now would become selected, and anything selected would be unselected. So let's click that. All right, you can see now the water is not selected, and all the rest of the land IDs are. Whoops. Let's go back to clear the selection. All right, so now nothing's selected, so it's not showing anything because I got it still set to show selected records. So I can click it back to showing all the records. I can go back to select by attributes, and we'll stick with the new selection. So if I wanted to, I could select land IDs equal to 900 as I already did. I can add another clause and say or land IDs equal to 901, which is rivers. So this will, and this, right, so now all my water will be selected. Go back to select by attributes. If I was to choose this invert, what that does, if I hover over the information tool here, it basically would give me the opposite of what it is that I've asked for here. So if I pick invert, it should select everything that isn't water and that isn't 900 or 901, and it did. Another way to select things are to select individual records. So I click on record, this number 3 here, and let's zoom in out on the map here so we can see the whole map, or let's change the size of the table. All right, so as I select things in here, they also select on the map. If I hold the control key down, it allows me to click on more than one record. So you can see I have 3 records selected here. If I click on an individual record, hold the shift key and then click on one, it selects those 2 records plus everything in between. I can choose to zoom to selected records, and it zooms to those selected records. And that's basically it for all I want to show you in regards to table basics. We'll just clear this, and we'll zoom back out to the full extent of the map. And that's it.